Hey guys, it's Licorice from Cloud9 here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to play Wukong in top lane.
Put me to the test. I got this.
Wukong is a strong champion because it's really strong early game, and you can also you have a huge impact on team fights with your AoE ult that you can use twice for some reason. And he's just strong at skirmishes and fights throughout the game, and he does a lot of damage. So I think it's a really good pick to carry with in solo queue. For runes, I think Conqueror is the best rune on him, just because it stacks so well with his ultimate. I think Triumph is the best rune because you don't really need Presence of Mind or Overheal. Out of these, you either want to run Legend Alacrity or Legend Tenacity based on how much CC the other team has, and then Last Stand is just generally the best rune out of the bottom row. And for secondary, I like to go Inspiration with Free Boots and Biscuits, just because you do have a little bit of mana problems, and the Biscuits helps with that. In some matchups, you want to go Bone Plating versus Renekton, but that's just very matchup specific stuff. So these runes will do well in 99% of matchups. Wukong is honestly a pretty safe line pick in solo queue. The biggest counters are Renekton and Malphite and Mordekaiser, but all three of those matchups you can actually win on the Wukong side just because you're so strong early game. And you just have really good gank setup with your ult, so I think you can just pick it whenever in solo queue, and it's almost always going to be good. For starting items, either Doran's Blade or Doran's Shield. Really, Doran's Shield is going to be the safer option, and Doran's Blade is just going to make you do more damage, so it's really up to you. So in almost every game, you're going to want to start your E, just because it does a lot of damage and it gives you attack speed. And with the way your passive works, for every time you hit someone, you get 1 stack, which gives you armor and MR. Every extended trade level 1, you're going to win, just because right now I have 67 armor at level 1, which is kind of nuts. So that's why you want to start E. Your Q is an auto reset that just does extra damage. You kind of just want to use that every time it's up. Really early lane, you're just going to want to E auto and then Q. And that's kind of your basic combo. And then your W is your clone ability. And there's basically 2 ways to use it. So you're either going to want to go on them and then immediately use W because you think they're going to use spells on you. Or you can just try to save it after your combo if they don't have any CC. So if you're playing against something like Renekton, then you're going to want to use your W right away because he's going to just use every spell on you. But if you're playing against something like Cho'Gath, then you can just E auto Q and then you just use your W to dodge a spell since it is also a dash. You always want to max Q first, and then E and then W. That's just the skill order. And then your all-in is also just really strong at 6. You can all-in level 1. After that, you're just looking for short trades where you either E in and then W out right away, or where you E in, use your full combo, and then W away after. And then at level 6, you're just going to be looking to all-in with your full combo. You can generally just 100 to 0 a lot of champions in lane at level 6. And you can also cancel your Q with your ult, which I'll show in depth a little more later. Okay, so one of the things you can do is you can cancel your Q with your ult. So that was the slow version of it. You can basically just cancel the Q animation. So as soon as you see the Q animation going off, I think actually the perfect timing is a little bit before you see it. But you can just put out a lot more damage that way. I ran out of mana there. So that's just generally going to be your all-in combo once you're level 6. And then this is going to bring your Q back up, so you can just QR again. So as far as items go, Trinity Force into Death Dance is kind of your core build. It's just really strong in general. Tiamat, if you like the item, you can build it. If not, you can just skip it. It's kind of matchup dependent at really high elo, but it doesn't really matter for the most part. You can also use your Tiamat while you're ulting, so that's something else to keep in mind if you do build it. Here, Tiamat during the ult, so it does a little more damage that way. But in general, either you build Tiamat or you don't, and then you just build Triforce, Death Dance, and then kind of these defensive tanky items like Sterax or GA, which I think are really strong. He's pretty tanky with his passive, and then also he just has really high AD ratios on his Q and his ult. So just building items that aren't just full tank items is pretty good. You have an AoE teamfight ultimate, so you're just trying to ult as many people as possible. And you're also just looking at carries because you do the damage. You do have enough damage to just one-shot people with with basically just Triforce. You can add Death Dance in there if you want. But like you just do like a lot of damage, so you're just really going to be looking to get on their backline. So flanking can be quite good, but for the most part, you just try to get on a carry and then just EQR, and you'll pretty much just one-shot them. And then you just try to use your W to just dodge important spells in the fight. And that's about it. You can also use W to get in range. I think it's worth it, personally, because usually you can one-shot 80 carries without it. So if you W to get in range of an 80 carry, I think that's quite good as well. I mean, Wukong is going to work well with other people that are diving, like just because it like gives you more space. Like if you have like a Sejuani that's like starting the fight, it's probably going to be easier for you to like find a good angle to go in. So like other diving champs are always good, but you don't really need anyone on your team. So overall, Wukong strong in the early game, so you want to fight a lot. Really strong at level 6 with the ultimate, and like your basic combos are to like E auto Q, W away, or to like E W away. Try to bait out some spells and then go. And then at level 6, you want to EQR. Use team out if you have it, so you can cancel those animations together. You're just like a team fight assassin kind of champion. You just want to go on backline and try to one-shot them. Cool. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this guide helps some of you climb in solo queue, and make sure to let us know in the comments which champion you want to see next.